driving this stuff, I mean, you get hit with a nice crosswind and it could send you into a ditch, and you do not want to be in a ditch when there's a Cat 2, Cat 3 hurricane coming down this area. So you can see some of the trees up here really whip up with some of the gusts coming into this area. Nothing really, and it is pretty difficult to stand up straight. It kind of knocks you. And then a pretty good perspective of what we're seeing, just if we can flip around and shoot down this street. This is Quesada Avenue and I want to say Cochran Boulevard. Yeah, Quesada. Port Charlotte, and you can hear the roofs clanging already. We're hearing the wind howling behind us. The trees are just flowing with all of the air going through them. Just it's unbelievable to know that this is really the beginning of it, and what's next to come. So I think from what Charlotte County has told us is that it's a mandatory curfew. The area is closer to the coast, which we're not at, because we couldn't park our trucks there and broadcast from the beach because we were so concerned about a storm surge. That's really the thing that kills people. If you have a nice house, a block structure, pretty full, pretty sturdy, you can ride this thing out. You don't have to freak out. You should be scared. I think all of us are scared. But you don't have to freak out. You can ride this thing out, hunker down. If you're really terrified, grab your mattress, throw it on top of you in the bathtub. If you see a tornado warning come up, get to the inner part of your house where there's no windows and just hunker down. I think tornado warnings in this area probably going to be the most terrifying thing with this storm as it starts to whip things up. At least for me personally, I'm more terrified of the tornadoes and the storm surge than actually these winds itself. So there's a few things to remember is that law enforcement ceased going out to help people. They received a lot of 911 calls. The best place to get your information is from your local news station, us, and also your local emergency management agency. There's been a ton of rumors. I can't tell you how many rumors have been tweeted out and sent on Facebook about utilities being cut, the water being cut, power supplies, and all this stuff ahead of the storm. None of that is happening. Everything will remain the way it's supposed to remain, so you can ride this thing out in your storm. And if a tree knocks down a power line or something like that and you lose power, that's the only way that you're going to lose power. So that's a good thing. And then if you do need help and you're in an emergency situation, say you're in a mobile home and you haven't evacuated, law enforcement aren't going to come get you until after this event ends. 45-mile-per-hour winds, it's too dangerous for them. The first responders are hunkered down, but they want to get out and help people, and they want to save lives, but they've already said they're not going to respond in this situation. We still have power, which is good, and yeah, I can see that street light over there. Yeah, we still have power, which is great. So we're going to be out here riding out the storm. This is definitely the beginning of what's going to be a deteriorating situation. We're about 60 miles, as I mentioned, from Naples. And so I think we have another 5.5, 6 hours if it's moving at 10 miles per hour until it gets to us and we really start to feel those super, super strong winds if the track remains the same as Dennis has been telling us. Jameson, Wendy?
Yep. All right, Michael, boy, 5.5, 6 hours, and already he's getting some pretty good, nice wind around him. You can imagine how much more intense it will be. And so I also want to take this time to remind you, if you are watching from a mobile home, Michael mentioned it, but please, if you're in an evacuation zone, try to find a shelter, try to find someplace safe to go to. Yeah. Yes, because as he mentioned, once the winds get to that 40, 50 mile an hour, the officers, first responders, they won't come and get you. It'll be too late for them because then they'll be risking their lives. So if you're in a mobile home and you know you're in an evacuation zone, please just try to find a shelter to go to.
And the entire viewing area here in the Tampa Bay area is now under tornado watch until midnight tonight. Is that right, Shay? Or 11, I believe? It's till the end of the night at least.
Right. I thought I saw midnight. Right, okay. Shay Ryan is checking for us.
But the fact of the matter is, as Michael mentioned there, talking about tornadoes, grab a mattress, go into your tub. But a lot of folks on social media saying, hey, I filled my tub up with water. What do I do? I'm telling you, you still have time. Midnight?
Midnight, okay.
The watch is until midnight for the entire area. So just keep that in mind. Your bathtub's full, and obviously you can't go in there. So have a backup plan and start thinking about it now if there's a tornado warning in your area tonight. So just have that.
Find a safe room right now with no windows around. Okay, so sometimes we depend on our viewers to give us different vantage points around the Bay Area.
I'm relying on them a lot here. Anchor Laura Harris has a man from Davenport who's broadcasting this entire thing, Laura.
Yeah, and it's a lady from Davenport. Her name is Lynn. Lynn, hold on 1 second for me, though. I just got some breaking news in. You heard Wendy and Jameson talking about the power going out here. Very scary. Of course, we're back up, but we do want to let you know, Duke Energy just sent us this. They have nearly 8,000 workers ready to help once it's safe for them to go out and help those who are without power. Power outages could exceed 1 million and last a week or longer. Something else I wanted to point out to you. This is from Duke Energy. They say flooding safety tips, and this is the most important one. Turn off your power at the circuit breaker panel or your fuse box if rising water threatens your home or you have to evacuate. That's really important because that could save your entire home in the event that there is flooding in your area. All right, let's get back to Lynn though. What you're looking at here is Lynn's house.